Hi everyone, it's Kylie Smiley here with Kathy Rimmer for top business tips in 10 minutes. And today we're going to be joined by Narelle Melhuish. And Narelle is a highly successful business owner of 25 years in her holiday world business as a travel consultancy agency business, and she's here locally in Port Stephens, operating out of Salamander Bay. And we just wanted to welcome Narelle and have a little chat about really, the subject today is never say never in small business. So we're going to talk about conserving your cash for the comeback, keeping your staff informed about what's going on, and protecting your mental health. And certainly Narelle has been, through quite an ordeal in the travel industry during this unprecedented era that we're going through, and she has lots of really informative, interesting insight that we think is really helpful to share, and may obviously be of service to others here in the area and beyond. So welcome, Narelle, and welcome, Kathy, of course. How are you?
Good, thank you, Kylie. Thank you for the wonderful introductions. I'm glad to be here.
Pleasure. It's great to see you.
Fantastic, and thank you for joining us. I'll pop in and say a quick hi, and I'll kick it off with Narelle. If you could start us off with the first point we wanted to cover today was in the never say never in small business. You had conserve your cash for the comeback. So if you could explain that.
Well, we have a business that was going along really quite nicely. Fabulous business, something that everybody aspired to travel. $6 million turnover, we're on target, we were pushing that, and then all of a sudden everything stopped. So I could tell quite early that things were going to change in our business, because every business needs income to continue on. So I knew that we would be at least 3 months right from the beginning, because we've been through this before in a sense, and we've had a couple of dress rehearsals, and that would be the GFC and SARS, and certainly there have been lots of other dress rehearsals that I'd had. So I knew as this started to unfold, I could see that it was coming. And a friend of mine, we had a lovely chat over, and she said to me, conserve your cash for the comeback. And that really hit home for me straight away, to realise that I just need to not wait for everybody else to make a decision for me. I need to take control of my business and really knuckle down and make sure that we can get through this. So initially I felt that we will be 3 months before we'll get back up and running. But as we can see now, it's going to be a lot longer than that for the travel industry. And we are basically have no income at the moment, and we just need to conserve everything we have so that we can help clients get their refunds and their credits through. So that's exactly what we did. We just went straight through, and I'm happy to share some of that if you had any questions about that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thanks, Narelle. And one of the comments, I've seen some businesses that are paying for 2 CRMs and things like that. It's actually getting down into the nitty gritty and seeing where you can save cash to conserve that.
Exactly. Well, I also had a graphic designer, and she was costing me over $100 a week. It was fabulous. If I needed a flyer, I could get that done. If I needed to change my logo, if I wanted something to go out, I just had her on tap to do that. And that was just very convenient and lovely. But I realised straight away that that was of no use to me. And now I've got Canva, which is $17.99 a month. So it's unfortunate that I did have to stop her, and I felt really bad about having to do that. I was one of her major customers. But at the end of the day, we've got lots of other people as well that we needed to look after. So that was one. CRM is another. I've got a couple operating. I've got a legacy CRM that we're using because some of the more senior staff in the office preferred it. We have moved to a more dynamic one. And unfortunately, I can't cut the second one of that, but when that expires, I'll certainly get rid of that second one. It is a matter of going through and looking at anything that you were wasting money and just didn't have time to go back and do look at your subscriptions if that's definitely the thing. The other thing I did say is you need to cut the big things, not just the little things. So sometimes you really have to slash some of those things, and that's actually quite difficult, but that's what we do.
That brings us to the next thing about staff, I guess, too. Not just keeping them informed, but sometimes you have to make some difficult decisions.
Initially, first up, we did that well before some of the schemes come in, and we did make one of our team members redundant, and that was really quite difficult. With the other team members that are here, we kept them informed. And the thing is, even if you don't say anything, they know that something's going on. So I've got one in particular likes to know every week where we're up to, because she needs that for her to feel safe and to know. So the fact that we had a plan, it might have only been a weekly plan, but every week we had a new plan and we were working through different things. So that was important for her. We also have a daily huddle. Now, we've had that before the pandemic. Every day we meet, we work through people's 3 top priorities for the day. Everyone gets on the same page. They work through so they know what everyone's working on, and we can also share really vital information with each other. So we continue to carry that on after the pandemic. Even when we were working at home, we would hook up every morning at 10 o'clock and everyone would share where they were up to so that we could all get on the same page. So that's part of keeping your staff informed, letting them know what you're doing with the business, how the owner intends to carry on or not, hibernate or progress, but also keeping them informed with the day-to-day activities.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Narelle. And the third point we had to cover today was protect your mental health, which is a really starting to come through in advertising we're seeing on the TV at the moment, and it's important anyway.
That's for sure, because it for some of us, and certainly for me, the change has been like grief, because a lot of us, some people are thriving, and good luck to them. In every adversity, there are winners and losers. We're at this stage on that losing end as far as business goes. And for me, it's 25 years of a business that is like a child that we've developed right from the beginning. And all of a sudden, it's completely ripped out from under us. And the thought of starting again creates anxiety. And we are going to have to start again and get things going again and move it again. So I realised first up, so for me, the mornings, I listen to a mentor on YouTube that I just hook into for 10 minutes. That's the first thing I do when I wake up. I then also listen to Calm, the Calm app, and I try my very best not to look at my emails or anything negative in the morning, because I feel like I need to get my day right and think, and I do my planning in the morning. And actually, if I've got anything I feel like learning, I learn in the morning. If I've got anything I'm following up that I want to improve, I do all that in the morning before work. And I've been waking up at 5, so I know that that's probably the anxiety of waking up at 5, getting up at 6, doing that. But soon the day disappears, filling it with that. If I want to look at the news, I will leave it till the end of the day, and that's just what I choose to do. And I just watch a little bit of it and then I turn it off. So I then find that I need to catch myself if I've got any negative thoughts. What I'm finding is that so much of this is beyond our control. We can't do anything about it. And maybe in the past it's been really easy to get into that and think about how the injustice of it all, or whatever, get really emotionally hooked in. I've made a really conscious effort with this, is for anything that's negative to try and avoid the excitement. If it's positive, I'm letting myself ramp that up. But if it's negative, I'm just doing my best to put a lid on it and not catastrophize it to make it any worse than it absolutely is. I think we've just got enough of that. And that's how I'm getting through and making things work. And so far, fingers crossed, we're all going. And as a leader in your business, it's important that the business owner's not falling apart, certainly not in public. If there's quiet times and occasionally you fall apart, then maybe in the quiet moments alone, and then pick yourself back up again, dust yourself off, and then just push yourself back out there and get on with it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So one more thing, you've shown us a sneak peek of a travel timeline that's come out only today. Could you
Yes,
talk us
that
about
was
that?
introduced, and it's exciting news for everybody. And already we're getting people looking at the options with that. So dining, it's got the 1, 2, 3 steps. So we're at the middle of May, end of May, and we've got the dining starting, and then the pubs opening and things like that. So business events are saying they're going to start in September, and then cultural events a little bit earlier than that. But domestic travel is down for the 5th of June. So we can't wait. It's exciting for us to be able to get back out there and do that, and people can start to make their bookings again. We're just anxious for all the borders to be open. International travel, they're suggesting the 1st of July, and I think that will come through fairly slowly, periodically, maybe with the New Zealand, which is very exciting to look forward to that, maybe the South Pacific. And then into 2021 will be some of the other major destinations.
Fantastic.
That's excellent. I love that guide. It's so clear and easy.
I know. So I'm printing that today, and that's going to go up in our office so that we can look at that whenever we have a setback and know that we're on the road to moving forward.
That's
Yes,
right.
and that's such a relief for everybody.
Yes.
So wonderful. So thank you for your time, Narelle. It's been an absolute pleasure hearing your story of what you've done over this time, and in sharing that with our Business Stars group has been fantastic. So we of course have a question and answer discussion every Wednesday between 12:15 and 1 p.m. So if anyone would like to join us, and if you have any specific questions for Narelle, we can get those to her, and we can get an answer for you as well. So thanks again. And
thanks for having me. It's been great. I really appreciated your support. I know that you've both been supporting me and my business for some time now, and that's what it's all about at the moment, is supporting each other.
Absolutely. So thank you again, and have a wonderful day, and keep your head up as you are.
Will do.